All right. Everybody's settled? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. All right, everyone. Well, good afternoon. I just wrapped up my very first major event roundtable with all of our city departments along with our state and federal partners as well. The roundtable that we had today surrounded upcoming Mardi Gras preparations, and I can tell you that we are ready for Mardi Gras 2026. The preparations that really have been underway, it's months-long preparations, as I mentioned before, with our local, state, and federal partners. Of course, first and foremost, public safety is paramount for me and for my team. We do have, of course, very enhanced security for this upcoming Mardi Gras. We are thankful to have the support of our federal partners, where we will have an additional 500 federal personnel coming in. I'm grateful to the state police and also to the Department of Public Safety on the state level. They're bringing in an additional 230 personnel coming in for Mardi Gras. The first weekend of Mardi Gras, it will be an enhanced federal security designation. We will be at a Tier 2 for this upcoming weekend, and then the weekend leading up to, of course, Fat Tuesday, we will be at a Tier 1. As you all may recall, a Tier 1 designation is similar to what you saw during Super Bowl. As far as, what the public can do, we also want them to be our eyes and ears. So if they see anything suspicious around the parade route or even when they're out in the French Quarter, we of course want them to report any type of suspicious activity. A number just to jot down and for our media partners to get out there for suspicious activity is 504-821-2222. We also have a little bit of a media campaign around that as well that you will see in billboards around the city. And of course, if anything is an emergency, we do want you to call 911. As a reminder, once we get into February 13th and then into Ash Wednesday, that's when we will have the hard closure of Bourbon Street. And so that right there is no more cars going in and out, no more, 5 o'clock we shut. No, it's a hard closure from February 13th until Ash Wednesday. As for our city services, of course, sanitation is fully staffed. They're bringing in an additional 200 folks coming in just to help for Mardi Gras and for sanitation purposes. Parks and Parkways deployed, DPW fully deployed. And then as far as Gallagher Hall activities go, we, of course, as you all have fully reported, we have significant budget reductions, city general fund budget reductions around some of the Gallagher Hall operations. So that means that I will not be having as usually happens, a mayoral Mardi Gras ball. There will be no mayor's ball this year. Also, the DJs. We are excited to announce that we had over 300 DJs sign up to be part of the Gallagher Hall festivities. And of course, those DJs who are selected through a lottery system will be paid for with private donations through the GNO Inc. Foundation. And then just finally, and then I'll turn it over to, of course, all of the partners that you see here with me. Just, guys, I have to remind you all of this. No Mylar cannons, okay, on the Mardi Gras floats. Remember, it's like these lead to power outages, and there's also an ordinance prohibiting this. So just a reminder there as well for all the Mardi Gras crews. Please tell your riders no Mylar cannons, and really it's mostly for the out-of-town riders who come in. Just do that reminder before people get on the floats. All right, with that, let me give you the run of show for this news conference. Up first is going to be my Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Michael Harrison, followed by my New Orleans Police Department Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick, followed by the New Orleans Fire Department Superintendent Roman Nelson, followed by Deputy Mayor of Health and Human Services Dr. Jennifer Avegno, followed by the Department of Sanitation Director Matt Torrey, followed by the RTA CEO Lona Hankins, and then finally we'll wrap it up with New Orleans and Company President of Communications Kelly Schultz. So with that, Deputy Mayor, you're up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Under Mayor Moreno's leadership, our top priority is in every neighborhood with everything about us that makes us New Orleans. One of the world's top destination cities is keeping people safe. That means all residents, all visitors, workers, and first responders, and we're doing it through careful planning, prevention, and accountability. Mardi Gras safety doesn't just start on parade day. It starts months in advance with planning, with training, and with clear and concise communication, coordination, and collaboration across agencies. That preparation allows us to prevent issues before they become emergencies. The New Orleans Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, or NOSEP, is leading the coordination efforts with local, state, and federal partners to support parade operations and all of our large-scale events. These partners include public safety agencies, emergency management, transportation providers, utilities, public health officials, and critical infrastructure operators. All of our partners are operating within a unified incident command structure, and as the mayor said, the city has secured a SEER 1 designation for the second weekend of Mardi Gras, bringing greater enhanced federal coordination resources. SEER actually stands for Special Event Assessment Rating, a classification system used by the Department of Homeland Security to evaluate large-scale events based on public safety and security needs. SEER 1 is the highest designation and reflects the size of the event, the level of coordination and resources required, including federal support. We're grateful for the continued support and coordination from our federal partners throughout the Mardi Gras season. Earlier parade days are supported by SEER 2, ensuring just the right level of security throughout the season. Real-time coordination will happen through the Emergency Operations Center, which will be activated for major parade days, allowing decision makers from public safety, homeland security, communications, and infrastructure to work together in real time and respond quickly if conditions are to change. We will have visible law enforcement everywhere. The Sheriff's Office here is working with over 24 partner agencies with at least 175 deputies per parade day in coordination with New Orleans Police and other public safety agencies. The Orleans Parish Communications District has staffed up for increased call volume, trained their dispatchers for special event operations, tested their systems, and placed backup personnel and technology teams on standby. Police, fire, and EMS communication systems are activated ahead of parades and are coordinated across all of the agencies, so responders can communicate quickly and clearly when seconds matter. There are clear rules along the parade routes to keep crowds safe, and the Department of Parks and Parkways will place informational signage on the neutral grounds highlighting the rules. Certain items are prohibited at all times along parade routes, including open flames or grills, enclosures of any kind, upholstered furniture, gas or diesel generators, confetti or confetti launching devices, including Mylar, which you've heard, platforms or ladders over 6 feet, and of course, portable toilets. We ask everyone to stay aware of their surroundings. If you see something, please say something. You can alert a nearby public safety official at the non-emergency number of 821-2222. Before emergencies, call 911, but if you should call 911, make sure you stay on the phone. Don't hang up or you'll be put into the back of the queue to start all over again. So make sure you stay on if you need to call. And we encourage all of our residents and visitors to stay informed throughout the season by visiting the city's official Mardi Gras website at ready.nola.gov. For Mardi Gras specific updates, you can go to and text Mardi Gras, all caps, no spaces, to 77295. And for emergency alerts, NOLA Ready, all caps, no spaces, to 77295. The city is ready. We're coordinated and we're focused on delivering a safe Mardi Gras for everyone. Thank you. Chief Kirkpatrick.
All right, thank you. Well, I can't emphasize again that the New Orleans Police Department, our partners, we are ready. You heard some of the numbers that our mayor provided to you regarding even the outside partnerships. That's around 700 if you're doing just simple math that you heard. But that's in addition to our 900 officers, all hands on deck for both weekends. I want to remind you that our officers are there to enjoy you, and they will engage with you. They may even dance with you. I'm not so sure. But what I want you to know is that at all times they are mindful of your safety. Your safety is number one. We have one focus and one mission to be brilliant in the basics in terms of your safety. Also be mindful that all of our law enforcement officers, and I can only speak for us, but I know firefighters and our partners out there, they're going to be working very, very long hours. They're going to be tired. So be mindful of that. They're going to do everything they can to serve you first, but they are going to be in weather. They're going to be tired. but they are here to serve you and serve you well. You will see the similar package that you saw last year with barriers, heavy vehicles. You're going to see our wonderful partners, our state patrol, our counties, our parishes, I should say. You're going to see our National Guard. All of us will be out there, but we are your sheepdogs. That's all. Don't pay attention to us per se. We are here to make sure you have fun. And you will also see a sea of blue. Those are going to be the blue lights. We will be instructing all of our officers to keep their blue lights on as well. And it just gives that extra sense of we're here, we're watching, and we're ready. So with that, I'll turn it over to our fire chief, and so Superintendent Nelson.
Thank you, Chief Ann. So, as the mayor has said, as the deputy mayor said, as the chief has said, it's about safety, right? The city is ready, but we want everyone to be safe so that they can enjoy Mardi Gras and not have any type of major incidents or catastrophes. So, to start off with, for our parade goers, number one, mind the gap. Remember those gaps in between those tandem floats. We had issues in past years, so now we have, every crew has barriers between those gaps in the tandem floats. But it's easy to get caught up in those as well. So pay attention, your distance from the float, and pay attention to those gaps, especially between those tandem floats. Don't place any items like ladders, chairs, grills, etc. in the intersections for the parade. It looks like a convenient spot, but remember that NOPD can quickly open up those streets so that emergency vehicles can get through. So keep any kind of equipment that takes a while to move out of those intersections. Don't use fire pits, grills, or other outdoor cooking equipment on city property along the parade route. Chief Harrison talked about it. Matt's going to talk about it. The grills and those fires cause problems. They're dangerous for other people. And then another issue is the coals from those grills starting fires later. So please just keep them at home. Bring your food cooked or purchase food along the route. Property owners, be mindful about capacity on balconies, especially in the French Quarter or balconies along the parade route. We don't want to see any kind of collapse issues happen this Mardi Gras season and ruin someone's Mardi Gras. Flambeaus. At the nighttime parades, when the flambeaus are coming by, it sounds simple, but people don't realize how hot those flambeaus are. So make sure to give them plenty of distance when you're viewing the parade along the parade route. If you smoke, make sure that your cigarettes or cigars are put out cold before you leave the area. For our riders, number one for the riders, make sure that you're wearing your safety positioning device, right? It sounds simple, but every year or so we have someone fall off a float because they disconnect their device or their harness and to go to the restroom or something, come back and forget. And the things about floats is because of the way they're designed in those walls, when you fall head first, right? So we don't want to see anyone fall off of a float this year. So riders, make sure you wear your safety positioning device. As Chief Van said, riders, make sure you remind the people from out of town who aren't familiar with the requirements of those devices to keep theirs on as well. For the costumes worn by float riders, make sure they're flame resistant. And everyone, make sure to double check before you leave home for the parades that your stove is off, that your space heaters are off, that everything in the house is safe. So we just want everyone to have a safe and happy Mardi Gras this year. So happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for having us here today. The Department of Health and Human Services is proud once again to partner with the American Red Cross and LCMC Health to offer our first aid stations during the 10 major parade days on both the Uptown route and the Endymion Mid-City route. All volunteers and staff that are going to be working at these first aid stations are CPR certified, and they're trained to handle minor injuries and coordinate as needed with EMS agencies to treat and transport. All services at the stations, as always, are free of charge, and will carry other safety supplies that parade goers might need along the route, like Band-Aids. The locations, and you'll be receiving this, but just to get them out there, Louisiana and St. Charles, St. Andrew and St. Charles, Howard and St. Charles, Canal and St. Charles, and for Endymion Saturday in Mid-City, it'll be Orleans and North Hennessy, Norman C. Francis and Canal, and Galvez and Canal. I would just ask the public, please do not block these locations. Every day we take them down, we set them up early the next morning, and we don't want folks to set up something overnight and block the locations. We need a pretty wide berth. We need to be able to get a Red Cross truck and supplies in there, and our volunteers just need space to do their job. So please make sure that you're not in one of those spaces. In addition to basic minor first aid, the first aid stations will also feature the LCMC Health nursing tent for new parents who, if you're taking your baby out to their first parade and you need a quiet, secure place to pump or breastfeed with a little extra privacy. And also Culture City sensory bags free of charge for anyone who could use extra tools to process all of the sensory input on the route. We know that Mardi Gras can be an overwhelming time for kids and sometimes our adults too, so we'll have some supplies for them. I'd also like to say on the public health front, it is not too late to get protected against respiratory viruses. Carnival is a perfect environment, as we know unfortunately too well, for illness to circulate. Even though our rates of flu and COVID have started to trend down, we are going to be welcoming people from places all over the world where they are still quite high. So please protect yourself. Check with your local pharmacy, with your doctor about flu, COVID, and RSV if that applies to you. And please, if you're not feeling well, just sit that one parade out. We want you to catch beads and not the flu. I have some tips as well from our emergency medical services, just some basic health and safety tips. Please make sure you're watching your kids and your kids' friends that are hanging around with you. We mentioned the ladders. Even those 6-foot ladders are something that need to be watched at all times, and make sure they're 6 feet back from the curb and they're not linked together. That's quite dangerous. Please respect the barricades. They're there for your safety. As was mentioned earlier, just be careful around vehicles and floats. Again, the crossing in between the floats is incredibly dangerous. Don't do it. Make sure you're dressing for the weather. It could be like it was this weekend, or it could be 75 degrees. We all know that. So we really want to avoid those extremes of temperature and make sure we're prepared. Please drink responsibly. Have a designated driver. Use our public transportation or ride share. This is a wonderful time to get your exercise and walk. You're going to see our Safe Rides, Big Easy Vibes campaign talking about drunk driving. As an emergency physician, I can tell you this is a significant burden on our EDs, and 100% of drunk driving injuries are preventable. So please get with your friends, make a plan. Be aware of your surroundings in general. And again, for minor medical needs, please come to our first aid station. If it's something more serious, please call 911 or find a uniformed public safety officer. Again, if you're nearby a first aid station, that's a great access point to get EMS to and from, so you're welcome to come there as well. We're looking forward to a healthy and safe carnival. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. The Department of Sanitation's mission during Mardi Gras is to safely and efficiently clean the parade route of all debris. We utilize a combination of city and contractor resources for a parade cleanup with a peak of over 500 daily workers. We ask for the public's cooperation by promptly leaving the parade route following the conclusion of the parade, taking all of your belongings with you. We also ask the public to avoid the parade route during cleaning operations to ensure the safe operation of our cleaning crew. As was mentioned, one of the most dangerous items we encounter during Mardi Gras parade cleanup are hot coals, which can ignite in the back of our heavy equipment if we mistakenly pick them up unbeknownst to us. This poses a major safety issue not only to our crews but also to the public, because we have to eject that hot load on the right-of-way when that does happen. So please refrain from grilling on Mardi Gras parade routes. Lastly, we want to encourage everyone to familiarize yourself with recycled DATS offerings for 2026 so that you can also assist with making Mardi Gras more sustainable. Everyone can visit recycledat.org for additional information regarding on-route recycling, can and bottle sweeps following parades, and their new Raise the Bar partnership. We wish everybody a happy and safe Mardi Gras. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Lona Edwards-Hankins with the RTA. This is a great time to ride public transit. You can avoid traffic, avoid parking congestion, and as Dr. Avegno, avoid the risk of drinking and driving. With that, we have our Mardi Gras guide is published and available on our website. We also have updates on our mobile app, the La Paz app. You can download on any of the application stores that you utilize. The streetcar service will be suspended on 4 hours before parade, and a bus bridge will be put in place on the St. Charles line. On the Canal line, it's 2 hours to allow for workers to get home from work. Beginning Thursday, February the 12th, both the Canal and St. Charles lines will be fully suspended. On Saturday, February 14th, we will suspend service on Rampart and on the Loyola UPT lines. During those days, the service will be replaced with bus bridges that will allow us to do maintenance on our substations during this outage. Additionally, we'll be running 2 ferries, and we'll keep them moving in order to load and go rather than operating on a schedule to ensure that we are accommodating traffic. And then we're going to ask, I'm going to ask for an additional assistance from our community and not blocking the right-of-way, as everyone talked about the ladders and those sorts of things. Typically what happens is on that Tuesday or Wednesday night before the big weekend, the young people start camping out, and that then causes a challenge for us getting workers home from work that late night after the parade. So if people can respect the right-of-way, I truly appreciate that, and thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On behalf of Walt Leger and New Orleans and Company and the entire tourism industry, we are ready for Mardi Gras 2026. As you all may know, that Mardi Gras second weekend falls over the President's Day holiday. So Lundi Gras is on President's Day this year. It's also Valentine's weekend. So as we have been marketing the city as a place for Mardi Gras, and yes, we do market the city as a place for Mardi Gras, visitors don't just show up, it does still take work to get them here. We've reminded them, if you're coming from around the United States, to please extend your stay. Take advantage of that 3-day weekend and stay longer. Stay hopefully through Mardi Gras Day itself and experience the full tradition and celebration. Hotel occupancy is looking very strong for the second weekend in the 90% range, and we'll keep you updated as that number changes. And then finally, as we typically do, we will be hosting a variety of international and national members of the media who can come in to report on Mardi Gras, how we celebrate this, and why this brilliant and masterful execution of something so complex like a Mardi Gras is what makes us such a great destination for big events and conventions, and we will use that positive press to keep those visitors coming into spring festival season and far beyond this Mardi Gras. So thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you, Kelly. All right, happy to take any questions. Jonah, if you want to go ahead and field those for me.
With on-topic questions about Mardi Gras, we'll start with WWNR.
Great.
WDSU?
Hey. Yeah, I mean, obviously, our main priority is to make sure that the city of New Orleans puts on a really fun and amazing and memorable Mardi Gras, but at the same time that everyone is safe. The efforts that we are taking are to ensure that there are no major accidents, that there are no major acts of violence. And so all of these are really major preventative measures that we're taking, and it's in true partnership and collaboration that we're doing all of this. As I said during the roundtable today, this is one team all working together to make sure that we have a really fun and safe Mardi Gras. Real quick, before we go to the next question, I did want to acknowledge Vice President Willard with the City Council, who's with us today, along with Councilmember Green. Both of them were also present at the roundtable today, as were the staffs of other council members as well. Yes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that this is probably a really good route to take. You know, one of the things that my administration is doing is figuring out additional ways that there could be better public-private partnerships, and there was so much support. I mean, this entire community, this entire city wants to support our musicians, our DJs, our artists, and so actually the outpouring really showed us that level of participation is there. So this is probably something that we'll continue to request year after year.
Mayor, maybe Deputy Mayor Harrison, can you help me understand the Bourbon Street closures and the National Guard, maybe staffing some of those barriers? I know we talked about it at the Mardi Gras council meeting,
Well, first of all, great question. People will be able to get to their hotels, and so we have external closures around the French Quarter to allow people, which will be staffed by, I believe, probation and parole and other law enforcement personnel. National Guard will be working, I believe, on the interior closures closer to Bourbon Street. But people who can demonstrate that they have a hotel reservation will be allowed to get to those garages and those hotels. If they can do that, we're going to allow for that. There are cutoff points where parades are happening and things are happening where it will be a hard closure. But for those people who are coming in and out, if they have hotel passes, we'll be able to work with that. But you're going to see hard closures with barricades on streets. You're going to see archers on sidewalks. You're going to see heavy equipment closures on all of the side streets. You're going to see National Guard with vehicles, using their vehicles and their personnel to close some of the side streets. So you'll see police from multiple jurisdictions, state police, local police. You'll see National Guard all along Bourbon Street, on Dauphine and Royal on both sides of Bourbon Street, and you'll see probation and parole and other agencies even further out, closing the French Quarter, directing traffic away from Bourbon Street and not allowing it to cross Bourbon Street.
And the hard closures will be on certain days, and then is there a 5 to 5 a.m. Closure as well on other days? Or?
The second weekend of Mardi Gras, we are going to close it, I believe, at 5 p.m. and not open until Ash Wednesday, 5 a.m. Ash Wednesday. Soft closures before, on the first weekend through the first week, we'll be allowing people into the quarter, and there will be a time in the evening where we'll cut off where they won't be able to cross Bourbon Street, but they can still get into the quarter. There are provisions to allow people who work and are going to hotels to allow them to get to those places.
Hi, with the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 designation, does that require the city to seek reimbursement from the federal government?
There's not a reimbursement cost associated with that. It is a request that the city makes, and the federal government does send federal agents from multiple agencies here to support the city in its special events that qualify for Tier 1.
Right, so it's more equipment and not necessarily.
It's personnel. It's more personnel and expertise with those personnel. The equipment may not be hard equipment like machinery, but they're canine dogs, they're bomb detection dogs, and experts who know how to detect and prevent those things that come with that package.
And so the equipment that's here, like last year at the Super Bowl, we had extra equipment, but the equipment that's here, the city already owns.
There's equipment the city owns, there's the equipment the city will rent, and there's equipment given to us by other agencies that the city will pay for that's being brought in. But that's not equipment owned by the federal government necessarily coming from across the country, but actually coming from nearby places.
Sorry for being late. If you already answered this, please ignore it. The National Guard, it sounds like the way that you just described it, Deputy Mayor, was that this is a pretty similar approach to in the past. Is there any difference this year from how the National Guard will be deployed from previous?
I'll let y'all take that, but it seems pretty similar to what we did last year.
Yeah, it is pretty similar. They will be in downtown. They will be inside the French Quarter. You will see them at different parts of the French Quarter, and they will be at different points. They're already expanding their patrols beyond downtown already, even before Mardi Gras. So you will see them even along parade routes and in other parts of the city.
Madam Mayor, with this being your first Mardi Gras position, talk to me about how crucial this is to have a successful, safe Mardi Gras.
Well, look, even if I wasn't in this position, it would be crucial to have a safe Mardi Gras. Once again, I just want to thank all the partners coming together, and we are just, working better and better every single day. I just appreciate the amount of time that everyone's spent on putting together their plans and making sure that, there's these cross conversations to ensuring that there's no holes in any plans. And so that level of really just being meticulous, I think, is critically important to making sure that we have a safe Mardi Gras. And once again, the collaboration with the City Council has been great, and I think we're poised to have a really wonderful and safe Mardi Gras, and obviously, for my first one, that's what I want it to be. All right?
Any more on-topic questions?
Real quick,
Yep.
you mentioned over 300 VJs in the lottery. How many are getting hired?
I'll have to get you that number. I'll have ISA circle back with you. But I know that our folks with cultural economy, there was a set of criteria, and so you had to meet the criteria, then it went into the lottery. But I'll have ISIS get that to you. Sure. All right.
Cool.
Great.
All right.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.